Hello everyone, welcome to Frankly Ayo. In this video, I'll be showing you how you can trigger a function based on changes, modifications that you make to a cosmosdb database. I'll be sharing my screen now. Yeah, so this is a little introduction on what we are really doing. So you can see that we want to the Azure Cosmos DB trigger uses the Cosmos DB change feed to listen for inserts and update across partitions, and it now publishes new and updated items, not including updates from deletions. So what we want to do essentially is that we have a database, and this database is a Cosmos DB database, and this database is on Azure. Then we have a function in Visual Studio. So what we want to do now is that anytime there's a change to our database, we want to trigger a function to do some kind of operation. So this is the database. So initially I wanted to do this from the scratch, but later I don't like repeating things, and if I'm doing it from the scratch, it will mean this video will be quite long, and there's really nothing about it. It's just elementary stuff. So I don't think there will be so much value, even for people that are just new to ASP and Visual Studio. So basically, I'm not doing it from the scratch. So this is my Cosmos DB database. So I have items over here, so many items here. So what we want to do is that if I should make any modification to any of the item here, it will automatically trigger a function. And I'll be showing you all that, how it's happening. So let me go to Visual Studio now. Yeah, so this is my program. So I had to do a little bit of debugging before I could get it to work. So a lot of demos that you see on the internet for something as elementary as this, I couldn't get what I really wanted until I tweaked it myself, and before I was able to get it to work. Many of the materials on Microsoft Learn, they are also outdated. They were for the previous version of .NET, and this is .NET 6. Okay, so this is our function. So when I opened Visual Studio, all I needed to do was I started the function application, then I chose Cosmos DB trigger. So I connected it to my Azure, then I gave my connection string a name, and it automatically fetched the value for my connection string. So I entered the name of my database, the name of my container, then my list container name. I actually did not create that list that you are seeing in Azure. So it was created from Visual Studio automatically because of this create list container if not exist parameter that we have here. So this was the option that was set to true, that allow the list container to be created. So I specify this interface that I want to use course, which is over here. This is the model for my course. Then basically, so what this is saying is that if that function is triggered, fetch the ID, the course ID, the course name, and the rating of that object where that trigger happens. So if any of these properties is triggered, either the ID, the course ID, course name, or rating, so I want to see everything about it. So that's basically what this simple program is saying. So just this simple program here is what we are making use of. So now let me run this program first. Let me run it. I will stop sharing because I want to share the output screen, but let me run it. So I will be sharing the output screen very soon. But before I do that, let me be sure that let me allow you see the change that we are going to be making from visual from our Azure console, our Azure portal rather. So let me go to my Zoom. Now I'll be sharing my Edge browser. So I can pick anyone, I can modify anyone. Let me modify +5 and modify +5. And this time around, take note that the rating over here is 4.6. But now I want to change it to, let me change it to 1.6. So I'm changing it to 1.6 from 4.6. So before I save, let me show you the output screen. Before I save, let me show you the output screen so that you will see that something is really happening. So this is the output screen. You can see host lock list is acquired already. So this is why we call it this is why we set our list container. So this is the output screen. You can see there is no trigger yet. So now let me go to my Edge browser. Yeah, so I already modified this from 4.6 to 1.6, and now I'm going to update it. I'll save it. So this will cause a trigger because of our code. So this is saving now. Now let me go back to the output screen, and now you can see the magic happening now. So you can see it has fetched the ID is 5, course ID is course 005, the course name, the rating has been modified from 4.6 to 1.6. So it has triggered this function. And because this is very simple, you might say that the only thing this function is doing is that it's returning information from the objects where where the trigger is happening, but it's not really about what it's doing right now. It's the fact that the function is being triggered, and because the function is being triggered based on an operation on our database, it means that we can do so much from just that. So in subsequent videos, we might be exploring more real life examples around this, but I just want us to have the understanding that we have a database, we have a serverless application, and a function-based application, which is serverless as it were. And now we are making changes into our database, and that operation is automatically triggering our function. We did something similar to this when we're looking at queue service, when we are sending a message to a queue and that message was being triggered in a function. But this is a more direct approach because now we are just working with cosmosdb, a conventional database. Okay, so I believe you've been able to gain one or two things from this video. We'll see if you gain something. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. The source code will be available in our GitHub repo. I'll be working on that very shortly.